Hello, YouTube people.
Hi.
Yeah, there's we got Misty Oakheart, Pine of Mirage, and myself, Fear Engine. So we just finished. The personal story, and I wanted to do a little follow up here. We've got stuff that happens after the personal story, following the Herotron right now. Oh, it goes in here. He reports to Ogden? Okay, I did not see that coming.
You've led an interesting life, my mechanical friend.
Oh.
And you show an intriguing degree of independent thought.
My personality matrix was based on the engrams of Subdirector Null, a flawed genius. More flawed than genius, actually. Trauma and experience caused my cerebral systems to develop stochastically into new and unusual configurations. As such, I have acquired a series of eclectic skills. Would you like to hear the Ballad of the Hobo Bindle?
No, thank you. But I know some scholars who would love to interview you.
I will make myself available. My duties as an official representative of Lion's Arch permitting.
Okay, that was very strange. And that's more significant probably here in a minute after we talk about some of the stuff. So guys,
Yes.
we killed an Elder Dragon.
Yay.
What did you think of that?
I
How
need to know.
about that final boss fight, huh? Was that epic?
That was epic.
That was fun, right?
Yeah.
Right? Dalton, what'd you think?
Sure.
Sure, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You weren't
We
really
shot at a dragon, then that fell over.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Yeah, I don't really want to dwell too much on the downside of the original story. I think a lot of what was going on is, you know, when they first introduced the game, they had all these really grandiose schemes. You know, they were going to they had a whole branching storyline and the whole, you know, oh goodness, you know, you can level however you want, you can play however you want, you can, and the problem is, it's just, I don't know, I think it's just too big, it's too complicated, and what the original, you have to understand the original mentality of the game when it first came out to understand what we're going to get into right now, which is Season 1, the living story. So when the game first came out, as I was saying, what you have to understand is the way that when the game first came out, the mentality was that everything was going to be kind of like one and done. You were only going to be able to do, you know, like, the world was going to be dynamic. That was a big key thing, was the dynamic events and the dynamic world, and changes that the players made to the world were going to be permanent and that kind of stuff. And that sounds really intriguing and interesting, and all that dynamic change stuff sounds really great on paper and in advertising and all that kind of stuff. But in practice, what happened, I think, the big failure in the way it first came out was you lost that ability for repeat, that deal for repeating. You know, you can't play your personal story again. You know, so you can't relive those events. I mean, and it's true, you can't. You go into your story. If I go into my story, I can't redo any of these. You know, I can't redo any of these stories. And so when they introduced, you know, that was part of the dynamic thing. It was sort of like a one and done. You just do it once. And so when they introduced Living World Season 1, they still were kind of working on that deal. So, like, if, for example, Lion's Arch were to be destroyed, it would stay that way. And you would never be able to go back to the old Lion's Arch. And they did that. They destroyed Lion's Arch, which we'll find out about in Season 1, the Living World stuff. And this is new Lion's Arch. We're not in it. We're actually on the outskirts. But the new Lion's Arch was, rebuilt. And we can't go back except for if you create a new character in some very obscure instances. You can go back into like these historic places. And so when Living World Season 1 came out, that was still part of their philosophy, part of the game's philosophy. So what happened was you would do this thing where when the season came out, it was like every so many weeks, like on a Tuesday, they would drop an update to the Living World, and it was like, I remember standing in like different cities, like here or whatever, and it would like a big thing would come up and say, twisted creatures are attacking Timberline Falls or whatever, and then there was a mad exodus out of the cities to these different waypoints where it was just these huge zergs fighting robots and mobs, and it was exciting on some levels, but the story didn't really move along too quick. It was kind of awkward. The story wasn't bad, but it was really reliant on, if you wanted to experience it, you had to be there when it happened. That's just how the thing was made. And the reason I'm kind of bringing that up is because the only way to experience Season 1, there's only 2 ways currently to experience Season 1. And what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and do the first way, which is the ArenaNet deal. And we're going to read this. You get a letter, and mine says, Fear Engine. We have a saying at the Derman Priory, remember the past so you may shape the future. With that in mind, I've been conducting interviews and collecting historical information on Scarlet Briar and her war against Tyria starting in 1326 AE. I've prepared a summary of my research for you. It covers the major events of her campaign leading up to the final attack on Lion's Arch in 1327. Meet me in Lion's Arch when you can. I'll be waiting. Sincerely, Magister Ella McKay. And then it goes on, it says this is a message from ArenaNet, and it says The Living World Season 1 was a series of live content events that ran from January 2013 to March 2014. It chronicled Scarlet Briar's war on Tyria, culminating in the destruction of Old Lion's Arch and the awakening of a powerful entity. The story was designed to be experienced as it happened. It is currently unavailable for episodic replay, like Season 2, so we've created a recap to inform you of the events that bridge the gap between the end of the personal story, circa 1325, and the Living World Season 2, 1327 AE. After completing this summary, you should have all the necessary information to jump in and begin playing Living World Season 2 and all subsequent story content, which is accessible from the story journal. Okay, so what that'll do is that'll lead you over here to the beach. Let's go, guys.
To the beach.
To the beach. And we're going to do this. This is just a quick little cutscene. Alright, so here we are. We got somebody already doing it here. This is Ella McKay. And I'm going to talk to her. So everybody, let's have quiet so we can capture all this. Actually, let me check my vault.
Salutations. Scarlet Briar.
Oh.
Where should I begin? No one at first knew why she began her reign of terror. Some say she peered into the very fabric of the universe and went insane. Her attacks began in the northeast and spread like fire. She formed uneasy alliances and controlled her minions through deception and brutality. She leveraged their technology to scan for currents of magical energy called ley lines. Each attack had a purpose, allowing her to collect data from across Tyria that would later be used to assault Lion's Arch. When all hope seemed lost, the heroes of Tyria rose to the task, along with new allies. Bram Arison of Kragstead, Rox Whetstone, Gladium, Casimir Mead, Mesmer, Marjorie Delacroix, investigator, and Taimi, prodigy from Radasum. Led by the Pact commander, they dismantled Scarlet's operations. But while they reclaimed the city at the Battle of Lion's Arch, they would later discover that she had completed her mission, even in death. Scarlet's machine struck the ley line deep beneath Sanctum Harbor, directing its magic far into the Maguma jungle, changing the course of history.
Okay, that was weird. Did you guys start that? Because I didn't click on her.
I might have.
Who's I? Who was that? Cam?
That was Cam.
Oh.
I might have.
That was weird, because... Yeah, see, I didn't get credit for it. Apparently, I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Okay, so let me... I'm going to have to do it again, but let me... I wanted to check my... sound options. Because I wanted... Yeah, no, I'm good. It turned out pretty good. I'll have to watch it again, though. Actually, this time I'll just skip it.
It's a pleasure to see you. Scarlet Briar. Where should I begin?
Yeah, you're done. Okay. So, that...
No, I have to do it again.
Yep. Now you have to do it again.
Scarlet Briar.
Yeah, that's a nightmare.
There we go.
All right.
Shut up.
Okay. So that is the only way that ArenaNet officially offers the Living World content from Season 1, which is what bridges the gap between your personal story and Living World Season 2, which we're going to start. But there is another thing, and I highly recommend it to anybody that's watching this, which is, probably about 4 of you. I want to encourage you to go check out a video on YouTube, and I'll probably try and get a link in the description, or at least search for Guild Wars 2, the complete Season 1 movie. It's published by Dreamy Abaddon. It currently has 1,000 likes, 55,658 views, and 11 jerks gave it a thumbs down. It's a tough watch, though. It's 3 hours, 17 minutes long. So, but basically what he has done is many other YouTube content creators for Guild Wars 2. He's basically scavenged together cutscenes, gameplay, and a host of things that basically go into detail what happened during Season 1. And what we're going to do before we pick up on Season 2, I'm going to sit down, we're going to watch Season 2. Before we start Season 2, we're going to watch Season 1. We're going to watch this video. The boys and I are going to sit down and watch it. And then we're going to pick up on Season 2. I think you guys don't have any episodes for Season 2.
No.
Okay. Yeah, well, you have to, we'll unlock that and we'll kind of go into that as that happens. But anyways, that's all I wanted to cover. What do you think, guys? You guys ready to start Season 2?
Yep.
Awesome.
Sure.
Yay! All right. Let's sign off. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're going to get back into it. And, yeah, actually, before we actually get started, we may end up doing Path of Fire first, because that's coming out in about a week. So, anyway, till next time, bye. Alright, so you guys didn't save your bags of loot, did you?
I didn't.
Yeah.
No.
I have 176 bags of loot.
Wow.
And I think it's because you remember when we first started, I started with a what do they call
Guardian?
it? A guardian, and then I changed it. I think that's why I have so many. I don't think you normally get this many, but I haven't opened any of them. And the way the bags of loot work, I think, is they give you rewards based on your level.
Yeah.
So as a level 80, I get better rewards than if I open them at level 60.
Ah.
Now that sounds interesting, but here's the thing. Like, as you're playing, you run a chance of getting equipment and armor and stuff like that that's suitable to your level. But I'm going to see, I'm over here at the merchant because I'm going to start opening these things up just to see what I get. And I'm going to have to salvage and sell and that kind of stuff while I'm doing it. So let's just start opening these up. Ready?
Okay then.
Bags of loot. Do whatever you want with them. Save them, don't save them. Doesn't really matter. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.